I'm finding it difficult to work on the back of the suspension in situ, so I've took it out. I've took the whole bulkhead out, laid it on the floor, well, on some boxes, and as I say, I've been getting on with this. I've just welded the brackets back on. This is a temporary M14 and it's bolted in, so that is basically going to point at the exact position I need for this rear arm, which I've taken off my Type 3 and I'll just give it a quick clean up on the shop blaster, but I've welded in a bung, and then at the end of that we've got a rod end. So now I know the position that rod end needs to be in, so that I'll get the right angle, so the suspension just turns nice and free, and then that should give me the perfect place to put the bracket. And once I've got that sorted out, it's easy enough to replicate on the other side, and then that's the rear end suspension more or less done. I've got to cut that excess bracket off there, which I won't be needing, and that's more or less the back end of the suspension. So I'll get on with that now. I'm going to make a bracket for this that can bolt straight into. I think I'll put the bracket on this side, and then I'll have a clear hole there to get the M16 bolt through and into my eye, which I'll do now. I'll start on that. I'm just going to make a bracket that goes along here with a nut on the back of it, and that'll get welded in both sides nice and big. So here's my piece of steel, and I'm going to chop that up, angle it, weld it on and make it tough and strong. Alright, this is the design I come up with. Just a simple bracket. I'll get all this welded in now that I've got it, and then I'll get all that rounded off. But just a simple bracket, bolts through. I've got to get shorter M16 bolt, but the nut's getting welded on this side because that'll be hard against the body. It'll be difficult to get to, so we're just going to have it bolting straight through this side. I think that'll be alright. I'll take it back off, round off the corners, get it fully welded. Put a decent size hole in the middle, so I'm going to puddle weld that on, and then I'll go around the outside with weld as well. It isn't going to go anywhere after that. Everything's going to be as strong as I can make it, so that's my design. I'll get that copied for the other side. I'll get all the rear suspension back together in the car, and then we'll see what it looks like. It articulates quite nice on that. Backwards and forwards, plenty of room, so job done. On to the next. Out in the cold again. Made a couple of brackets up, nice and strong. Welded one of them in, which is here, so that pivot point follows directly into that pivot, and then I'll do this. That's my suspension. I'll get that greased up, stop it squeaking, but that's basically the back end. I'm going to lose this bracket off of here, weld another bracket on, and then that'll have the suspension down to the spring, which is about here somewhere on the car. So I'm going to get that done next. I'll get the other bracket welded over there, get that cleaned off and get it welded in. Again, I've got to put the bar in to get it in exactly the right place, but no big deal. And then that back frame I can put back in the car, put everything back on, get a length for what's essentially going to be a rod from there to the spring, and then I can finally put the back end of the car on the floor and see where it sits with that weight out the back, and the gearbox, it's going to be a bit of a lump, but we'll see where it sits, and if it's tail dragging, happy days.